Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report, and starting with the ASX here for the daily chart with an Elliott Wave count. So what we're looking at here is that from this wave 4 here, we can either look at this as wave 1 up here with an A and a B and a C back into the 50-60% area retracement here, and then a move up from there, or we need to look at it as wave 5 high here. And then we would need to look at this as wave 1 down here and wave 2 here, and then we'll look at wave 3 moving further down. But don't need to go there just yet because we're not past the 61.8% retracement level here just yet, but we'll just keep that in mind for the time being. So let's go in and have a look at this scenario here on the 4-hour chart. So from the top here, I could only count 3 waves down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then all of this here just seemed to be a long third wave here. So I was thinking that, you know, we started off looking at this as wave 4 here, as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, but it's just so large that it was probably better off looking at it as an A wave here and a B wave over here, and then we're looking for the C wave down through here. So yeah, I still can't rule it out as a wave 4 and having 5 waves down to this point here as 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 over here and then 5 down here. I can't rule that out, so it's in the back of my mind here. So the thing here is that if we'd gotten support on 6,200, then we would have been looking for further long trades. We've been stopped out of our long trades because we have long trades from in this space here moving up with taking part profit and ducking and diving and a few things. But yeah, last time we spoke, if we'd found that support on the 6,200, we can go long from that point. But otherwise, we were looking for a move lower, and so far the move lower through here is in 3 waves. So we've got an A, well, wave 1 and 2, wave 3 here. So we're looking at get my drawing stick, a wave 4 and then wave 5 down through to here. Now that would give us 5 waves here, so technically I could put this wave C here. We'd still be short of our retracement level here. So this 5 waves here maybe just like wave 1, and we come back for wave 2, 50-60% mark, you know, and then go down for wave 3 and 4 and 5. So that's all possible. And of course the banking sector would take us down into that space. Okay, so I'm not sure of this, I'm not sure of the rest of this here. We'll only be able to see this really when we look at this move up through here. So if this move up here is in a nice 3-wave correction here, then into the 50-60% retracement level, then we'll be able to look at shorting it through those spaces there as well. So just coming into the hourly chart here for this here, from this B wave top here, yes, we're looking for a long trade up here, but we just didn't get there, and we've been stopped out by a short trade and triggered by this short trade trigger here. And it appears that we've got 5 waves down from this little section here, and then we've got an A and a B and a C here for an A wave, and then this down here appears to be in 3 waves, so I look at that as a B wave, and this seems to be in 5 waves here. So that's why I've got it as an A and a B and a C wave here. And then we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the 3rd wave. The 4th wave can pull back to the 61.50, which is also the 38.2% retracement level, and then we'll see another 5 waves down through here somewhere. So once this is finished here, then we can look to, if I can just borrow these here, we can look to take profit in this area here on the 6.1 space here. The tick chart just for this once it's finished saving. Yeah, you can see the ABC correction a little bit more clearly now, because in this section here we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then down for 5. So this makes the A wave here nice and neat, and then an A and a B and a C here for the B wave, and then 3 waves down for this. Oops, a daisy. Got this round the wrong way. A bit early in the morning. There we go. And then it does appear that we've got 5 waves up here. So because wave 2 was complicated, it should make this wave 4 here rather simple. In this case, so far, from the low here, it looks like we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So it looks like we may have, I can't draw there, but past the price, but we can have, let me just do some copying here. So we could have an A wave here, a B wave pulling back into here, and then a C wave up into this space here. So just be a little bit mindful of that. Yeah, so technically we shouldn't really find support on, if we take top of this structure here to here, that leaves, okay, I was a little bit higher than I thought actually. Oh no, the 38.2% retracement level is just under the 6150, so we've got to gravitate towards the 50 here, the midpoint. So we shouldn't, the market can trade above this, but we shouldn't find support on this level. Okay, I suppose it's possible, if I go back to 4-hour chart here, I suppose it's possible that as a B wave here, this could get more complicated. So all of this up here just makes the green A wave, and then 3 waves down for a B wave, and then 5 waves up for a C wave, taking us into the 61.8% mark here. So it's possible. So if we start trading above 6150, then we'll look at that. So this then becomes an A wave, B wave to here, and then 5 waves up for a C wave, and then we go down from here. Okay, but we're not there yet. We'll worry about that when we get support on 6150, if that's going to be the case. But otherwise, we need to look down for a bounce off the 6100 here, and that will give us 5 waves down here. And then we need to look at, we need to study the market from that point. So if I take it to, say, just below the 6150 area here, then that would leave the bounce coming off the old low here in the 61, and the wave structure would bring us back into basically into group 2 here. So 65, 72 and 80 in this space. So this, oh well, we don't need that. Yeah, so into that area there. So let's see how we go with that. Yeah, and the banks are taking us lower. The resources have still got higher to go. Let's have a look at China. So for China here, I've got this count here where we've got, well, wave A, wave B, and we've been tracking it down here for wave C or 3 here. And we can look at this as an A and a B and a C coming back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree. I won't, it's possible here, but what I want to do is go to the 4-hour chart here and just talk about this trend to the upside here. There's, so we were looking at it as an A and a B and a C wave basically. So and I was counting this up here as wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we have made a new high here, so maybe I do need to put that in place there. There's also another way to count this too, that's at this top here as well, and that would be if I removed this wave 1 here and this wave 2 here and put that wave 3 here and that wave 4 here and then looked at this as wave 5 top here, just removing these guys here for a moment. We just need to explore a few things in this space. So wave 5 in this space here of wave A here, and then wave B back into this 61.8% retracement level area through here. So that's also possible there. So I'm going to save that at this point, and then I'll just go to the hourly chart. So this would be, in this case here, the A wave, a B wave down into this space, and then a C wave in 5 waves back up into here. I'll just go to the hourly chart here, because this is our original count here. We've had wave 1 and 2 here, and then we've looked up at this as wave 1 and 2 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then wave 5 to this point here. For wave 3, and looking at well, I was looking at wave 5 to come up through here, but we just haven't, this little move from here to here is only in 3 waves, so I have to call it wave B here, and then look at wave C here, and wave C for wave 4 here would come back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or 38.2%, and the 38.2% drops right on the 11,500. So I was thinking that we would come down into this, well, either this is the low here, or we're going to come down into this area here for wave 5. So I'll just remove that. Now, if the 11,500 becomes the resistance here, just put this in here. If the 11,500 becomes the resistance, then we're going to have to look at the 50 and the 60% retracement level, and then we will have to look at the possibility of wave 5 being in high at this space here. Okay, we can see that most trends have all trends have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the normal process is wave 1 and 2 here, then wave 3 being strong, and then wave 5 basically becoming quite weak and struggling, in which it is. So I just need to observe this for a while and see how we go with this. And that leaves Hong Kong with a sharper move down here. So what we were looking for here as well is that we had wave 1 and 2 and 3 here, and then wave 4, and then we're looking for wave 5 up. So I was looking for wave 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 3 here, and then looking for wave 4 to pull back, and then we're looking for one more move up. So this move here, this is the move that I was looking to make a new high here before we had this ABC pattern here. So what I don't know at this particular point in time is that, yes, we have made a new high here. So do we put wave 5 here, or do we put wave 5 as being a truncated 5th wave here, not being finished, you know? If we put it here, then it makes it quite simple as an A and a B and a C wave here into a 61.8% area through here as that ABC pattern here. But let me just clean this up here. But if that's not the case here, and then that is a truncated 5th wave here, then we would need to look at this as the A wave here, and then a B wave coming back up here, and a C wave pulling back down here. But that would leave the A wave, you know, pulling back this far. I mean, it makes a good A wave, because the wave A is normally sharp. So in a correction going up, the A wave is normally sharp, then the B wave and the C wave is on more of a bit of an angle here. So I also want to wait here as well. I just need to see I don't want to make any calls here for the time being here. I just need to figure out what's going to occur in this space here at this stage. I mean, it makes a nice A, B, and C here for this as it stands, and I'll just put that in here. But I don't know at this stage, so I'm just going to have to wait. I mean, we looked at this little move down through here as being 5 waves down, and then we looked for a 61.8% retracement level here in 3 waves. We were taking that on board here, but when this move here made a top here above this one here, then that ruled that out. So we're still possibly in a bullish mode here. We just need to gather some more evidence to prove that. And moving on to what's next? Japan here. So with Japan here, we were looking for the Nikkei here. We're looking for a top in play here. So it looks like we've got that in play here, and we're looking for some sort of ABC correction that can take us back down to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here. So with that in mind, just going into, and if I take this here from this low here to this high here, then the 38.2% is here. So that leaves us with wave 4 of 1 lesser degree and the 38.2% retracement level. So it's in that zone there that that we'll be looking at for that. Just go to the hourly chart and talk about a few other little points. So yeah, so from wave 4 here, we're looking at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then up for 5 here. So it does look like we've got 5 waves here in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 here and 4 here and 5 here. So we should see some sort of retracement here, which we are, but that looks like 5 waves as well here. So let's just look at a few things. So it's already pulled back to its retracement level there, 61.8%, so to speak. That does appear impulsive though, like 5 waves here, but we'll see at that point. But normally we'd look at that as we've got some things here. I'll just grab one of these. So it looks like the A wave here. This B wave could get a bit more complicated here. And also too, because it's above there, if we got support on the 300 here because it's group 1, then we need to go higher from that point. So yeah, in this case here, let's just say that we've got the arrival, the reaction, first high above the level, then another corrective pattern, and then here. So this is what we're looking for here to go long on support. That's what number 3 is. If we get a tested support, I mean, this is not support here. I mean, the market went up there and above it and just kept on going. But coming back and retesting it, then it didn't happen. I mean, we would have had that as the high, then this one, and then this one here. And so now we're looking for support back on the 300 there. So if the support does come on the 300, then we need to go long from that point. Okay, so I'll leave that with us. But otherwise, we should work lower into this space here as the ABC pattern. And we've got problems with, well, I've got problems with India here as well. So in the bigger picture here, we've got wave 3 here and wave 4 here, and we're going up for wave 5. This is a weekly chart, beg your pardon. And within that, it's quite clear that we've got wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here. So we're looking for wave 5. So far up here, I've only got 3 waves up here as 1 and 2 and 3. Now wave 4 is starting to come back into the price territory of wave 1 here. So that breaks an Elliott rule, especially at this degree of structure. So I've kind of left it there for the time being, and the reason for that is that the move down through here on that current low is only in 3 waves. So if I just cut straight through to, say, a 4-hour chart might do the case. Yeah, so from wave 3 here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm just calling it A wave and a B wave here. Then I've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then I've got 5 waves in here. So that's got to be the low here. If that's going to be wave 4, that's got to be the low. So if that's breached, then we need to look at a different pattern from that point. But until that's breached, then we won't go there with that. So I'll just take this green line here. Technically, we could go long from that point on that high here. The risk is that it looks like 5 waves up here, like an impulsive wave and a corrector wave back. So what could happen here is that we could just go straight up to this point here and then fail from there and then move down, or we can continue to climb higher there. I don't know. So there's a lot of risk here with all of this. You could actually bring that down here a little bit further, but you'd want to be on 11,000, as support before going long there. So just going back to this weekly chart here for a moment. So if I can just copy these here, just easier to work on this one rather than the daily chart because it's a little bit tighter in here, just for the ideas anyway, So the other way to look at this as well is to look at wave 4 over here and then look at this as an A wave here, a B wave up here, and then a C wave down here as an expanded flat correction. Or possibly even if we get 5 waves down here a little bit, it could be a running correction as well. So even if we do get 5 waves down here, it can be an A wave, a B wave, and the C wave. I'll just copy this here. This is the sort of things that we need to go through here. So even if we get 5 waves here, coming back into here, then that can be the running correction. So an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then move up for wave 5, and then this wave 4 here needs to go here. So that's on the cards. The other one that I'm thinking of as well here, copy this here, just to make things even more complicated, but these are the things that are going through my mind at the moment. I mean, if anybody else has got any ideas, then that's fantastic. Send them through to me. So the other way that this could work is that we do have this, copy this wave 4 in place here, and we do have that as wave 1 and wave 2 here, and then this one here, if I can move that, would become wave 1 here and wave 2 in here. But that low would need to stay in place because we've got 3 waves down here. With me? I'll just save this here. So there's a variety of things that can happen here, and I just need to gather more evidence of things with this. So let me just, so that was the 11,000 I was talking about here. 11.5, okay, right, it's just 11,000. Sorry, I thought I had the medium level here down on the 11,000. So, look, that's as much as I know at this point with this, so I don't know anymore. If we see this getting complicated here as a wave 4, then we know that we'll be getting 5 waves down, and then we can start to eliminate a few of these things, like this possible wave 2 here. We can move the wave, we can remove these 2 counts here if we see this becoming corrective here. But otherwise, at this stage, I just don't know. So I'll just leave it at that for the time being. All right. Yeah, look, not many fantastic answers out of today's video, but at least we don't know. That's somewhere to start, and we need to gather evidence from here on in with a lot of these markets, and then move forward from that point. So, alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.